What's happening, people? Dan Lawless here, West Ham Fan TV, with a transfer reaction. No, we have not signed a player. We have sold another player. Jordan Hugill has gone to Norwich for a reported fee of around £2.5 million plus add-ons. Now, some people have said I'm too negative, right? I'm too negative. I need to be more positive. So I'll try and be more positive. But no, I can't. I'm sorry. There's no positive spin on this. It's another example of our just poor business that we do. Awful business decision. Not so much getting rid of Jordan Hugill, just to sell him. We signed this player for £10 million and sell him for £2.5 million. This is the thing. Like, people are saying it can rise to like £5 million with the add-ons. You can't bank on add-ons. Like, you can't spend add-ons. That's money that you might get. Like, those add-ons are probably, promotion related and goal related, right? If he scores X amount of goals, we'll give you this much money. If we get promoted, we'll give you this much money. You can't bank on that. You can't take that in the transfer window and spend off the back of some money you might get. So it's 2.5 million, as far as I'm concerned, is what we've got for him. And it's honestly, it's another example of just how poor we are at signing and selling players. The Jordan Hugill, the whole deal is a complete shambles. I mean, Arsenal are investigating the Pepe deal, the fact that they spent £72 million on this guy who hasn't really shown himself to be a £72 million player. So they're investigating that. We need to investigate this Hugill deal. Someone needs to investigate it because it is dodgy. It is dodgy as you like, right? It appears dodgy. I'm not saying, allegedly, whatever covers me legally. Right? Don't sue me. But it appears dodgy to me. Jordan Hugill is reported to be that his agent is related to David Moyes, right? That was the big thing to come out. His agent is related to David Moyes. Obviously, David Preston also being David Moyes' own old club. That's dodgy. That's suspect. Like, when we look back at when we signed him, right? And I did a video reacting to that signing. I believe he was the only player we signed in that January transfer window. We was in a relegation battle, and we signed him on deadline day. Now, I did a video reacting to it, just saying like Jordan Hugill, like, are we serious? A few people was unhappy, saying give him a chance. And my reaction to it wasn't so much on Jordan Hugill, the signing itself. It was the context of that signing. Like I said, January transfer window, needed some reinforcements to say up. I can't remember if that's the same window we sold Ayew. It might have been the same window we sold Ayew. I can't remember exactly, but we needed reinforcements. We've signed this guy who didn't have a great record in the lower leagues, goal scoring wise, for £10 million, and it was just like, what guy was baffling. And we're expecting him to come in and help us stay up, which he didn't. We stayed up, but he didn't really play. He had a few substitutional appearances. You can argue he didn't really get a chance, and maybe he didn't. But I feel like he wasn't really good enough at the time, and I still feel he's not good enough for the Premier League. But it was just like it was an awful, and it's proven to be an awful signing. And the most maddening thing, right, is we've put him on like wages reported to be around £45,000. Like, so you're signing him for 10 million. You're putting him on 45 grand a week wages. It's baffling, and that really hindered us being able to sell him at all. We really struggled to sell him, so we had to send him out on loan to QPR, which he done well in QPR. 15 goals is decent in the Championship for a Championship player, right? He's done well for them, but now we then struggled to shift him to QPR because they're like, we're not going to pay his wages, and this is the thing where that fee comes into play, right? Is there's a chance we probably could have got more for Hugill if we didn't have him on such high wages. They've had to think, well, we can't pay you 8 million or 6 million for him because we're going to have to pay those wages on top of that. So then we've had to, go and say, all right, we'll take 2.5 million if you get promoted. You can give us some more. Like, that's ridiculous. This is what I'm saying. I don't get it. Like I said, there has to be, in my opinion, allegedly, whatever the fuck. Some dodginess going on there. Because it just don't make sense that he would be on those wages. It just don't. And this is the thing. There was all talks about having Hugill as a, to exchange him as a part exchange for Eze, QPR player that we're looking at, and you would have hopes that we could have, even if you get that 2.3 million or whatever, and you go, right, have that, and we'll give you some more money on top. But I don't know, maybe they didn't fancy paying the wages full stop or whatever. But either way, he's gone to Norwich, and now we've sold him and a Jetty. We've made over a £10 million loss on these players. So we've brought in both of these players, barely we've paid a good bit of money for both of them, barely played them, and then just sold them on the cheap. And this is the thing, this is just going to end up, so for a Jetty and Hugill, we've got £6 million, £7 million for the pair of them. We're just essentially just paying off the outstanding Allaire money and have a bit left over. So if we have to sell to buy, jeez, it's gonna take ages. It's taken us this long in the transfer window just to stump up £7 million. Now that we haven't even got, we're gonna have to pay for what we've just what we owe for Allaire. So what are we gonna do now? Who are we gonna sell now to try and stump up some money? If this is what we're getting for these two, imagine Anderson. I think I read that 25 million is what was willing to accept. So that's enough. It's a £20 million loss. Lanzini, there's talks about him possibly going to Lazio. What are we going to get for Lanzini? Really, not much. I think it'll be under 10 mil. I think it won't be a lot we'll get for Lanzini. So I don't see, if we really have to sell to buy, which is that keeps being pushed out there, I don't see us being able to raise the funds to get who we need to get. So it's a worry. It really is a worry. Like I said, one positive is we've got Hugill's inflated wages off the wage book. That's a positive. If someone's going to be positive, that's a positive. And I really wish Hugill the best. He seems like a great guy. So I really hope he goes there and he does well for Norwich and goes up with them, and maybe he can prove me wrong about not being ready for the Premier League. Either way, he's left our club a better player than when he arrived, I believe. And there's not many players that you can actually say that about, right? Unless the ones that end up going to bigger or better clubs. But the players that we don't really want, most players start well and then end up being crap and then we have to sell them. So, because like I said, we don't really improve. We don't tend to improve players. Players just regress. Like I said on Friday Night Pint. So yeah, that's all I can say. Just another example of bad business and how badly run a club that we are. So, like I said, there's still plenty of time in the transfer window. We just got to see what happens. I've been getting just fed up with it, to be honest. But yeah, fingers crossed that we get surprised and we do get some players. We've got a good core there, we've got a good nucleus there. It's just a few. We need some fullbacks desperately, and we need another striker, and maybe a centre back. We've got a good core there. We just need to bolster it and just improve our weakest areas. And I just hope that we can do that. But it's just all indications have pointed to it not being a good window. But there's still time. We'll see. Let's hope we get proved wrong. And that's what I'm saying now. Now, when your expectations are low, it's hard to be disappointed. So, my expectations are low right now. So, I'd like to be surprised. Like I said, I'd rather be surprised than disappointed. Let's see. Please, let's see. I don't want another grueling relegation battle this season. So, let me know what you guys think. Are you happy to get Hugill off the books? Would you like to see him given another chance at the club? And what do you think about the fee? Do you think that's fair, or do you think we've again just made a massive mess of things with this? Like I said, signing for 10 million, 45 grand a week, and selling him for 2.5. Let me know what you think. Look out for some more videos we've got coming up this week. We're going to be doing some more stuff with Jace. Friday Night Pint will be back, and one thing left to say: come on, you Irons.